Hi there, everybody. This is David, and do I have some great news for you? It looks like a Persona 4 remake is on the horizon, and I want to tell you all about it today, and I do think that that's worth the sub as I try my hardest to hit 100,000 subscribers. With your help, your like, and your sub, I just know that I can get there, so thank you so much for that. And today's going to be kind of like a short and sweet video because we don't know that much about it. We just know that it is coming. Are you a fan of turn-based strategy RPGs like I am? You know, those games like Final Fantasy Tactics, Fire Emblem, and Shining Force 2? Personally, I just can't get enough of them. And this one is just like them. It's Aus Force, the Scorian War, and the demo is now available over on Steam to play for free, and I would like to thank the team for sponsoring today's video. Nations are at war, not only on the battlefield, but with their two different ways of life, two different ideologies, and two different cultures clashing and coming to a head. And this has caused a great scar in the land, dividing it in two. And 100 years later, the nations are still at each other's throats. But why? And are you even on the right side? What are you even fighting for? Come find out in this tactical turn-based gem with gorgeous 2.5D pixel art, where you can explore, talk to NPCs, and wander around the map before getting into some thrilling battles. This isn't your typical cutscene then battle turn-based strategy game. This is a fully fleshed out world. So, if you do like what you see here, please just use my links below to check out the demo, and you can even join their Discord to stay abreast of all their updates. I just think they have a blast with this gem. And now, let's get on back to today's video. And pretty much this tweet right here from Scrambled Faz says it all. Okay, here we go. It says, P4Re.jp, that's a website, was registered just a few hours ago. And 2 years ago, P3Re.jp, so Persona 3 Reload, Japan or whatever, was registered. And then 3 months later, Persona 3 Reload was revealed. So he's saying, hey, this same thing happened 2 years ago. A website domain was established for Persona 3 Reload, and then 3 months later, it came to fruition, and Persona 3 Reload was announced. And now he's saying the exact same website domain has been registered, except instead of P3, it is now P4. And yeah, so what is on the horizon? It's less than 2 weeks away from April 2nd, whenever we're getting Switch 2 news. Could Persona 4 Remake be a Switch 2 launch title? We don't know. What could this be, and what does the RE stand for? We know that it stood for Reload in Persona 3, which makes sense, it uses guns and all that for the personas and everything, but here Persona 4 has like a television sort of theme, so maybe it's Persona 4 Rerun, or Rewind, or Replay? We don't know, but it's interesting to think about. It's also interesting to note that Persona 4 has already been remade, but then again, Persona 3 was already remade a million times too. It first came out of the PlayStation 2, and then where I bought it, and then it got remade as Persona 4 Golden for the PlayStation Vita, where I bought it again, and then that version was ported on over to PC, and the Switch, and the PS4, and the Xbox, and everything else under the sun. So Persona 4 Golden is readily available to play, but now they're going to be remaking it again. But again, Persona 3, that remake, was readily available to play as well. It was really easy to access, and they made the Reload anyway, so I guess, they're gonna be milking this one too. But the thing is that, are they really gonna be milking Golden? Or are they gonna be milking the original PS2 version? Because, as we all know, Persona 3 Reload did not include any of the PSP remake additions, like the female protagonist or any of that extra content from the FES version either. It was strictly just the original PS2 version. It wasn't even the FES. It didn't include the episode Aegis, the Answer, any of that. It only included that later on as DLC. So is Golden extra stuff going to be, left on the cutting room floor and put in as extra DLC? Will they learn their lesson and include the Golden stuff now on the ground floor? Or are they going to go back to the PlayStation 2 bare bones basic version. That would be a shame if they did that again, because there was so much blowback on Reload, and people were like, why are they doing this? It doesn't make any sense. You know, you already have a better PSP version. Why don't you just, you know, take that version and make it better in Reload? So it would make sense to me for them to do the same thing with Golden, but then again, things that make sense to me don't always make sense to them, which is quite a shame. So I am definitely wondering what their plans are for this remake, if they're going to be remaking Golden, or if they're going to be remaking the PS2 version. More than likely, they're going to be remaking the PS2 version, because we know how Atlas is, and we know how they love to go back, and they love to remake things, and all that. But hopefully, they learned their lesson, and they proved me wrong. Another interesting little tidbit right here is the timing of this all. Only last month, a singer who's best known for her work on the PlayStation 4 game soundtracks teased that she was recording for a new game. Yeah, this is from Shihoko Hirata. And basically it says that she liked a selection of Persona 4 themed replies on her Instagram post in addition to that tease. So again, none of that's like hard evidence of it's happening, but it's just very coincidental. The timing is just very suspect right here. So you just have to wonder what is going to be going on with this remake. Are they going to be, you know, putting this out as a launch title for the Switch 2? Are we going to be waiting till next year for this? What's going on with Persona 6 as well? We have no idea what is going on with that. All we know is a couple of colors, like it's going to be based on green, and it might be taking place in Hawaii, and it might actually go up to college as well instead of a high school cast and be a little bit more adult. You know, it's about time, I think, that the Persona series kind of grows up with its audience, if you know what I mean, and it could make it just a little bit better, and some of them, it could make the romance options a little bit better as well, if you catch my drift, if you know what I'm talking about, because you like having the romance option of a high schooler like with a teacher is like but it makes more sense. I mean, it's still kind of in college, but at least it makes sense. I mean, I guess, like, but anyway. The whole thing is just odd. So I just want to know from y'all, what do you think about this news? What do you think that they're going to be doing with this remake? Is it going to be taking the PS2 version? Is it going to be taking the Golden version? What's going to be happening with it? Is it going to come out before Persona 6? Are we going to be getting information about Persona 6? What do you think is going on here? I want to know from you. And also, what do you think the title is going to be? This is all just fun stuff to do, fun conjecture, you know, to talk about. I love talking about this stuff. I love bringing it up. To me, this is the fun of gaming, is going through and speculating on this stuff and wondering what is happening. I have so much fun with it, and I have fun listening to all of your theories too. So I cannot wait to hear what all of y'all have to say about this. So let me know in the comments. Let's all talk and chat about it. And as always, have a good day.